Oh no, sorry. Go back here. All right, here we go. So we are welcome to PETX Connect, where we connect with pet professionals weekly during our weekly calls every Wednesday at 8 p.m. This month we've been talking about just being motivated and making meaningful moves um, throughout this year. This year, we want to be extremely intentional with the moves that we're making, just because last year we kind of just let 2025 go the way that it went. But this year, we all stepped into the mindset of, look, I'm going to do what I got to do this year, no matter what. And
Exactly.
you won't always be motivated to get it done. But that's where discipline comes into play. And that's where, and when you have discipline, that's where momentum comes into play. And of course, it all starts with your mind, because only you can truly motivate yourself to keep going the way that you need to keep going in order to have the growth that you need. So, let me move y'all out the way. There we go. All right. So, tonight we're talking about energy, not time management, not productivity hacks, but this is the energy that your business is going to get. So, in the pet industry, we work hard physically, emotionally, and mentally, but effort alone does not equal expansion. And if y'all seen any of my videos before on the TikTok page or the Instagram, Instagram page, because you're busy, that doesn't mean that you're doing the right thing or making money, right? So you got to make
Exactly.
sure that the moves that you make are actually moving you into progression and growth. So this session is really distinguishing motion from momentum, activity from advancement, and exhaustion from expansion. So my goal is to help you identify what actually deserves your energy going into next month, because next month is March, which is absolutely crazy because we just celebrated New Year's. So, hard work isn't the same as progress. We, of course, work hard, and I feel like we don't get the respect that we deserve as pet professionals, just because people just see us working with animals. They don't see all of the steps and things that we have to deal with, the energies transfers, the scratches, bites, cleanups, all of that stuff. We are some of the hardest working entrepreneurs that I know, that we know. Okay. And it does not, without direction, it creates fatigue and not the freedom that we're looking for as professionals or as entrepreneurs. So we
Exactly.
want to feel busy, but we have to be productive when we're feeling busy. And when you're moving around and doing so many different things and your to-do list is never ending, you got to make sure that those tasks create results to help with your growth. So just because you're busy, it doesn't mean that you're growing. You just got to make sure that you are continuously doing the right things so that you can expand and grow. Because you could be fully booked and still be stuck, and not make any money. You can be overwhelmed and you're not growing. It's just a matter of, are these tasks the right task for me to do what I need to do? So we want to make sure that we are moving from reactive work and being more strategic and organized with our efforts so that we can get the results that we're looking for. So, what does busy look like? And of course, if anybody has any questions, raise your hand or type it in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer them. So, what does busy look like? Busy is just reactive energy. It looks like responding instantly to every text or checking messages constantly, saying yes before thinking, adding services because someone else did, or posting daily with no clear objective. I tell people that all the time. You have to be extremely intentional about what you post and how you post. And when it comes down to it, that these are the things that I was doing in the beginning. Like some days I'll slip into it, not even gonna lie. But in the beginning, I felt like I needed to say yes to everything. I needed to answer everybody. I needed to make sure no stone was unturned, because I was building a business and I felt like it was needed of me. But that's just being busy. It's not really being intentional. So you don't want your busy to be coming out of emotion. You don't want it to really steer things in the wrong way just because you want to feel busy. So busy is guilt driven. Busy is emotional decision making. Busy feels urgent, like you just have to get everything done. But urgency is not strategy. And over time, that will burn you out. So you don't have to jump into every opportunity that presents itself. You just have to make sure that that opportunity serves you in a way that it's going to help you grow. And understand that when you do say no, it's not a bad thing. You can say no as a human, as a professional, as someone who is about their business. You have to be able to say no to certain opportunities just because you have to weigh the options and make sure that it serves your bigger vision, right? Now, what does effective being efficient look like? So, the intentional energy that comes out of being effective, right? It means protecting prime hours for revenue generating services. It looks like blocking your time off to improve your systems. It looks like following up with high value clients, people who don't mind showing up on time, spending, rebooking, staying on schedule, leaving a review, referring their friends. Follow up with those people. Follow up with the people that you want in your business. So, for example, we started a referral business or a pet parent ambassador program because I want the people who constantly book their appointments and support us and spend their money with us. I want more of their friends because they are the type of people who hang out with the type of people who I want. So, in order for me to get the type of people that I want rather than one offs or people who just supporting it just as cool, like, no, I want people who actually rock with us and find value in what we're doing. So, I need them to refer people who are like them. So we have to strengthen our retention. How do we do that? So that's just a matter of I'm all about the experience. So as long as people have a great experience with you, they're going to come back no matter what your prices are. Um, no matter what the situations hold, like you have to have a good experience for people for them to want to come back. So being intentional also means raising the standards, even if it's uncomfortable to you. Yeah, it was uncomfortable putting in that $10 support charge, but I got to do what I got to do for my business. I can't keep struggling. I can't keep being late. I can't, have to juggle between do I buy this now or can I hold off on it? How do we get the cheaper thing? I don't want to have to do that with my business, right? So, in order for your business to be sustainable, in order for you to be able to pay yourself, you got to raise your standards and you got to do what you got to do. And it's a little uncomfortable, but that's the price you pay with being a business owner. And effective work is often quieter. It doesn't look flashy, but it compounds. And what that means is you make a lot of smaller moves and smaller intentional steps in order for a bigger reward or bigger gain. And you have to do what you got to do. And it's not easy and it's very, very uncomfortable. But in order for you to grow, in order for your business to grow, it's something that needs to get done because busy makes you tired, but being effective and having intentional energy into what you put into your business, that is what's going to make you grow. So don't be afraid to raise your standards, people. So I want you to ask yourself, um, honestly, are you exhausted or are you expanding? And I'm exhausted. Okay. Not even gonna lie. I'm exhausted. Like there are days where I just get home and I just be like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to read any messages. I don't
Oh
want
my God, that
to.
was me
I just
yesterday.
want to sit in the car and listen to the road. Like no music be playing. Like nothing. Just sit in the car. There were times where I'm just like, oh man, I didn't even turn on the radio. I just drive. Okay. That's exhaustion, people, because there are still days and 10 years down the road, I still find myself being busy. And it's not something that you just learn off the bat, but like there are things that keeps me busy, right? So in order for you to step into expanding, you have to see what helps you grow. So if I opened up your calendar this week, would you see growth or would you see survival work? Would you see something that just keeps you moving or keeps the lights on, or would you see something that's pushing you into the next level in business or the next elevation in your life, whether it's through professional or personal growth? So I just need you to be aware. And it's not something that you have to answer right now, but it's just something to get your mind thinking like, are the moves I'm making helping me grow or is it just helping me survive? And honestly, I am tired of just surviving people. I'm tired of surviving day to day, week to week, month to month, but I would rather be in my growth era where I can see like all of the fruits of my labor really allowing me to meet the people that I need to meet, grow the businesses that I need to grow, touch the lives that I need to touch, make things move the way that I know that it can move, right? So just be aware of the move that you're making. And I talk about it all the time between book Atomic Habits and Excellence Wins. Those two books really shaped my mindset when it comes down to having the right habits, and making sure that the experiences that people have are nothing less of pleasant, right? Because you want them to come back. And those two together will help you grow because it doesn't just leak into your professional life, but it also goes into your personal life as well. So you have to be intentional about the energy that you put out, and you have to be intentional about the energy that you have with yourself too, because you want to make sure that it progresses you and not regresses you. But all in all, if everything feels urgent, nothing is prioritized. And this week, I want you to prioritize growth. I want you to prioritize progress. I want you to prioritize getting to that next level and the next step in business, whatever that may look like. Coming up with your standards or your service agreement or finding the right people that you need around you or whatever the case may be. I want you to learn what it looks like to grow and surround yourself with those type of people. All right. Next, does it increase? So from this point forward, does your actions need to make sure your actions need to reflect the life that you want, right? So does it increase your revenue? Does it increase your retention rates? Does it increase your reputation or your efficiency? You need to make sure that if it doesn't increase any of these, then you need to let it go. All right. So of course, your revenue is your immediate financial growth. Your retention is your predictable recurring income. Your reputation is your long-term brand authority, and your efficiency is capacity without burnout. Every move that you make needs to be meaningful and fit in at least one of these categories daily, or weekly. You know, if you don't have a journal or some type of
One thing leads to the other one. So
right.
if you don't have a revenue, like building clientele, then you don't have retention, then you don't have a reputation, then you don't have efficiency because you don't got a system.
It is. And it literally feeds each other. So you got to make sure that what you're doing, it helps grow the next thing. What do you want to be known for? What are your goals with your money when you make your money? What do you want to do with your business? How do you want to grow your business? Uh, do you have plans to step away from the grooming table or away from it and actually run your business rather than work in your business? What are your goals and your plans when it comes down to the thing that you're building? Because in order for you
Mhm.
to have the life that you want to have, you got to make sure that the revenue, the reputation, the retention, and the efficiency is there. So, all in all, just make sure that if you do have some type of like note-taking system, ask yourself, what am I doing to increase my revenue, increase my retention, increase my reputation, and increase my efficiency? And start putting tasks for each one of those things. So then that way you start to see how it all comes together and you start to see how your business really starts to blossom and you as a person start to blossom too. And you really step into this mode of, wow, I didn't know that I can be this person until I started implementing these steps. Because we all have a leader inside of ourselves. We all have that business leader. We all have that owner, like CEO authority that comes with it. It's just a matter of being around the right people to pull it out of you, and then also taking the necessary steps for you personally to do the things that you need to do. So, good habits, great experiences helps. All right. Let's see. Now, if it doesn't create the income, the impact, or the infrastructure that you're looking for, it's just busy. It's just noise. Now, it may feel productive, but it does not build stability, right? You want to build stability. You haven't seen, now it's been forever, but McDonald's haven't changed their logo, Nike hasn't changed their logo, Adidas, Timberland, these brands that have been around for decades at this point, they have built stability. They've built a brand that people know and love and trust, and they know what they stand for. So for you, you got to make sure that when it comes down to it, you have to have the infrastructure to be stabilized. Like you have to have the infrastructure to say, I'm going to be here for years to come. So this is who I am. This is what my vision stands for. This is what I want to do with my business. Like, don't be afraid to share your goals and your vision with people. This is what I stand for. These are this is how my mindset is. Be okay with it. Be authentically you and do not be afraid of it. So, for example, redesigning your logo for the fifth time just to get the right logo, like that might be noise because you're putting more effort into your logo than into your structure. You're putting more effort into what things look like than having the right systems in place to build something that people actually want to be part of, right? They trust your brand, they trust who you are, they see exactly, the type of business and community that you're building, and it's just a matter of you having the right people around you to really emphasize that. And what you want to do is make sure that the moves that you make builds your business. So don't avoid
That's
your
why I
policy
made hold on.
enforcement.
That's why I made the next slide because and we were kind of talking about this in the beginning. It's called common distractions
Mhm.
because a lot of us do this where we compare ourselves to other pet businesses because the person 5 minutes away from you or 10 minutes away from you decided to add dog walking or add dog training or add whatever it is. So they go adding that, but you haven't honed down on what you want to do because not every opportunity that you get necessarily aligns with your vision, right? What if you only want to be a one-on-one groomer? What if you only want to be a dog trainer? What if you only want to do boarding? Then stick to it because you're going to find people that are gonna want to stay with that consistency because you are bringing consistency to their pets, to themselves. It's you already know what you want to do. So one of the things that we say when you're starting your business is hone down on the things that you immediately want to offer. Yes, there is room for growth, but wait till you get there. Don't add 20 services when the first service isn't even booked and busy. Um, if you see maybe one service is getting more booked and busy than the next, then maybe expand that service instead of over expanding services. So, because offering too much to clients sometimes it's too much and a client gets overwhelmed. Like if you go to a restaurant and you see there's 20 pages on the menu, you're gonna end up asking the waiter or the waitress, what is the best thing on this menu? Because
What do you
if
recommend?
you have expansion without a foundation, like these are the services and this is where I want to grow to, then all you're doing is adding more noise, adding more stress, adding more to do, but there's no revenue coming from that to-do list, which is why you don't make any money, which is why there is a statistic that businesses fail in the first 3 years of their lives. Amen.
One. So growth, common distractions, right? Growth brings opportunity, but not every opportunity is alignment. Now, in the pet industry, distractions look like adding boarding because a competitor did, or launching training programs before refining your current, buying expensive equipment without strengthening your client systems, chasing social trends without clear messaging. And just like Ada said, like you're trying to do so many things at one time, but you're not really focusing on the one bread and butter thing that can really help progress your business in the way that it needs to go. I tell you, when I first started out, I had about, I had so many things on my card when I was handing out to people. I had so many different services and things that I could do on my card, but I was like, bro, dog grooming, dog walking, pet sitting. Pick one three. Pick one of those services, right? And within those services, then I can offer all of the other add-ons and things that can come with it. But what are the main services that people can choose from so that it doesn't seem like, why did it do that? Is it charging? There it goes. What is the main service that people can choose so that it cuts down on the confusion? So you want to stop trying to be as distracted as possible because expansion without foundation creates stress. Now, people ask me how is all the time, and I say that it is stressful, but it's a manageable stress. So you have to make sure that you are taking the necessary steps to try to keep stress down because it does weigh on us. However, you got to make sure that you have the foundation, the strategies, the organization in place so that it moves forward instead of just keeps you busy trying to chase after what you feel like your best thing is. You just go along with your journey. So then that way you can learn what you need to learn and you grow in the rate that is comfortable for you, so that you're not trying to over accomplish things and over exhaust yourself trying to keep up with the Joneses basically, right? Mature business owners don't chase, they evaluate. So you want to make sure that you're not chasing what's,
Wait, the slide didn't change.
I know it's still on common distractions,
Okay, okay, okay. Oh my
but
bad. I
that
changed.
goes into the next thing. Business maturity means asking. So
I was gonna say that's gonna ruffle a couple feathers.
you do. So you ask yourself, can I do this? And early on in business, and rather than should I do this? You know, you can ask yourself, should I? And look, and Ada knows me. You ask me, hell yeah, I could do it. Cart before the horse, baby. We in the fields. But then Ada brings me back down to earth and be like, no, we got to put strategies into place and you got to do it the right way. You got to. I just be like, all right, fine.
And then all of a
Now,
sudden he has 4 more meetings added to the calendar because he needs to arrange stuff.
because we can get it done. Yes, we can. Okay. Just because you're capable doesn't mean that it's strategic. All right, every yes can cost you time, focus, energy, and attention. So be very strategic on where your energy goes because you want to make sure that you are saying yes to the right things that's going to help you move forward. Because your time, your focus, your energy, and your attention, all of your life forces, the things that help you be who you are your most valuable assets in life. And you want to make sure that you align yourself with the right people, the right structures, the right organization, the right community in order for you to be the best version of yourself, right? Alignment is more powerful than ambition. So you want to make sure
Yep.
that you align yourself with the right people to help you. Because yeah, I could be hardworking. I can have the business savvy. I can have the business sense. I can be very communicative. I can have the right structure or the right uh, habits and all of that. But if I'm not doing all of that and putting that energy into the right place, then I'm just moving. I'm just
That part.
moving. Like I'm not moving in the right direction, but I'm just moving. I'm just doing stuff to get it done. You could be, what is it? What is it? When you're a master of many, but something of none. What is it called? What's the saying?
Jack of
I
all
don't know.
trades.
Yeah, jack of all trades, a master of none.
Oh,
You know, I know how to do so many things, but if you don't put your energy into the one thing that really helps you grow, then it's just wasted energy. Um, so I want you as a challenge to focus on choose 1 to 2 focus areas, right? We stall as business owners because we try to fix everything at once. Um, so for me, my focus area would be to learn how to delegate, learn how to ask for help,
oh my
learn how to
God,
communicate.
pigs are flying. The sky is falling. He has admitted that he needs to delegate. The sky
I'm the
is
old,
falling.
I'm the oldest child, okay? I am the oldest child. It is hard for me to ask help because I'm used to doing everything myself. And I'm a Capricorn and I'm a man. So I'm just gonna get it done. But in order for you to grow, you have to figure out where you need help. Okay. And that's one of the things that I need help with. I need to stop figuring out how to do everything myself. So clarity beats complexity. Complexity. That's what, sorry, complexity.
I'm the one that doesn't know
So
English.
choose, that's a big word for Elmo. Choose one operation focus and one growth focus. So choose 2 focus areas. What can help you operationally and what can help you grow? Right? That's it. So when you focus deeply on fewer priorities, then you see your momentum accelerate and you see things moving in the right directions. You see doors opening up, you see alignment happening, you see people coming to you about certain things that you didn't think that you thought you were qualified for beforehand. Like you start to see things move in a direction and you start to see yourself really working in that passion that you are so deep within, like that thing that is within you, you start to see it blossom when you really start to focus on fewer things and really start making it grow. Um, you don't want to stall your growth because you have scattered energy. You want to focus on what needs to be focused on so that you can get to where you need to get to. All right. So, real quick, what does operational focus looks like? So that looks like strengthening your foundation, Cleaning up your booking processes, tightening up your cancellation enforcement, clarifying your team roles, simplifying your service menu. Um, it's there to reduce chaos. Operational focus means you want to reduce your chaos as much as possible. You want your operations to be as seamless as possible so that you have the right people doing the right things. When your systems are strong, your stress decreases and your capacity increases. And it's a lot easier on you when you have your SOPs done and when you have things written out for your team to follow, so that way they don't have to keep calling you to figure out, hey, what do I need to do? Hey, I wrote it all down for you. Okay. I made a video on how to get it done. Things like this will help you along the way to make your processes smoother because strong systems are scalable and messy systems are fragile. Now, what does growth look
Boom.
like? Growth looks like expanding revenue intentionally. So increasing your retention rates, how many people come back, how many people refer, how many people keep booking, so that you see the same
Don't
people
be
over and
scared
over
to
and over.
ask clients for feedback.
Don't, never. We talked about that last year. Do not be afraid of feedback. That's how you grow. That's how you enforce that you are listening to your clients. Okay. They want to be heard, they want to be validated, but that also helps you grow and understand what your audience is looking for so that you can tighten up your niche into your target audience. So get feedback. Um, Growth looks like improving your pricing confidence. It looks like building consistency in marketing. It looks like having that conversation with clients and say, hey, I'm going to see you in 4 weeks, right? Let's get you on the books. So pre-booking your clients ahead of time so that you can foresee your income as it comes. Retention is more powerful than acquisition. You want to make sure that you are retaining clients. Like, for example, today, I was on live today and I had like it dawned on me, the dog that I was grooming, I literally watched it grow up, watched him grow up. So I've been grooming the same dog for 4 years. Like,
All my students ask me like, "Oh, how old is this dog?" and how this and that, and like, I'm gonna call 95% of my consistent clientele. It's dogs that I've had since they were less than 3, 4 months. Like, I have dogs here that I've been grooming, at this point for 9, 10 years.
hey, like
And I
that,
see
that's a
them
beautiful
every
thing.
2 to 4 weeks. So those dogs see me more, and I have a handful that board with me. So, like, they see me more than they probably see, like, their vet or their grandparents, because I see them every 2 weeks.
It's a beautiful thing.
I love
I
it.
love it. So
I
we
wouldn't
want
know
to make
any
sure
other.
that we're doing everything that we can to retain our clients. And strategically raise your prices so that you can grow your revenue faster than adding clients. So that might look like going up maybe 2 to 5% every quarter, and it's something small, but it adds up in the long run, rather than every January going up 10, 15, $20. Whereas you could go up $2 to $3 every 4 months, or you could go up $5 every 4 months. And now at the end of it, look, you hit that $20 mark. Now you just keep going up because your expenses change, but people don't get that. So we have to explain that. Growth does not require more work. It just requires smarter positioning. All right. So let's prepare to grow. So
Together.
spring, we are literally about to go into spring, people. Um, so we want to make sure that we keep up with the industry, because demand increases, inquiries increase, and the schedules fill up quickly. Because now at this point in time, all of these Christmas puppies have all of their shots. So we want to make sure that when springtime comes and taxes drop, so everybody got money. So let's make sure
Yeah.
that we prepared for this growth. But you got to make sure that your systems are not weak. All right. Because if they are weak, it becomes stressful for you and you get overwhelmed and you get burnt out trying to keep up with the demand. So you got to prepare ahead of time so that makes sure that you have clear and easy booking systems. I can't stress that enough. If you do not have a booking system, you need a booking system. Okay. Because if you
This
don't,
part is
it's going
brought
to
to
make
you
it
by
harder.
Grimoire. Thank you.
Yes. This presentation has been sponsored by Grimoire. Um, if you don't have a booking system, talk to Ada about getting a booking system. Okay, she's with Grimoire. I use Run Loyal. Other people, of course, have their own booking system that they love and use constantly, but it's just a matter of what works for you and what works for your budget. You need a way for clients to book easily because if they can't, then they're not going to. So make sure your pricing is clear, make sure you enforce your boundaries and you stick to your service agreement. If you do not have a service agreement, you need a service agreement. Okay. There are always going to be cracks in your systems. So, but your service agreement is your glue. So make sure that you have a service agreement handy and set up professionally. Read it over 5 times. Put it through ChatGPT. Say, what am I missing so
Absolutely.
that I can protect my business? Okay. Um, it also looks like defining your team expectations. Make sure everybody is on the same page. If you got to talk to your team ahead of time, if you are the team, make sure that all of y'all are sitting at the board table together while you're drinking coffee and y'all talk to each other. Okay. So I will say we, but I might be just talking about me. Okay. But we are talking to each other to make sure that we run this business successfully. All right, and make sure that you pre-book all of your clients that have been rocking with you and supporting with you for a while, right? Make sure that they have priority booking. You want the people that have been supporting you to continue supporting you. So make them feel valued in some way, shape, or form. Try to make them feel valued so that they can continue to keep coming because you want them to keep coming. You don't want them to find somewhere else to go. You want them to refer people to you. So make sure that the experience that they have, it reflects the type of business that you want to have as well. So preparation prevents emotional decision making during busy season. You want to make sure that you make the decisions that are strategic, not emotional. All right. What does expansion without preparation look like? It looks like exhaustion. So more demand plus weak systems equal burnout. More demand plus strong systems look like profit. And we all want profit. We all want to make money. Okay. We want to do what we do and we want to do what we love, but we want to make money too. Okay. We want our businesses to thrive. We want our expenses to be handled and we want to be happy with what we're doing. There is nothing more stressful than doing what you love to do, but you can't afford your personal life. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are making money too. You have to be okay with putting your foot down. You got to be okay with telling people, hey, these are my boundaries and this is what we're going to do. But at the end of the day, they are paying your bills, but they're not paying your bills. You got to make sure that you can pay your bills. So you got to make sure that you can afford your
Exactly.
bills and stay on top of it. So it's all structure. Okay. If you expand without preparation, you will resent it. If you do too much too fast, you will be stressed out and you'll be wondering, where did I go wrong and what did I do wrong? So you have to make sure that you protect yourself and your mental first. All right. You got to protect your energy. A Because when you do protect it, it fuels momentum. All right.
Exactly.
That is all. That is it. That's all. That's all I got. Um, Look, y'all, we are having a networking event on March 14th at 7 p.m. Okay. If you are here for groomed, if you are here for groomed, I would love for you to attend. If you're just in Atlanta, and again, this is open to everybody. It's not just groomers. Okay, this is pet sitters, dog walkers, veterinarians, um, pet chefs, whatever, pooper scoopers. Okay, I don't care what you do in the pet industry. This is all about building strategic partnerships. And it doesn't even have to be around where you are, because imagine traveling to Miami and knowing people out there. Imagine traveling to Houston or California and knowing people out there, because you've built such a close-knit community around what you love doing. And these are the people who can teach you what to say to certain clients. They can teach you how to expand your business. They can put you in the rooms getting funding. They can put you in the rooms getting the right business help and mentorship and help you get to the next level. So it's just a matter of putting yourself in the right rooms around the right people so that you can do the right things in your life. Okay. We all have journeys that we need to take, that we're on and we're taking. It's just a matter of putting yourselves around the right people so that you can get the most out of it. I never want any of y'all to go through life and be like, what if I should have? I missed this. I didn't get a chance to do that. I didn't take this opportunity, nothing like that, because I didn't know how, or I didn't know who to talk to, or I didn't know. No, I want you to make sure that you are taking the necessary steps to do what you want to do in life, because we only have one life to live
Exactly.
and we got to make sure that we're here. So I say all that I can say. Come to our leadership dinner. Come to our networking dinner. Come hang out. Come have fun. It says leadership dinner. I know it sounds all fancy and stuff, but it's
But it
really
ain't.
just a way for us to get together and have fun and network with one another. Okay,
Have a little
like
drinky drink.
we are the leadership. Okay, it's the lead. We're the leadership. Okay, it's that's it. But it's really a networking event. It's a networking mixer. It sounds fancy, but trust me, when we get there, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna be eating, drinking, laughing, carrying on. It's just a matter of a way. It's just a way for us to have put our hair down outside of the trade show. All right. And as always, as I mentioned before, we are on school where we have weekly discussions and business growth, and we are your accountability partners. Okay, in order for you to grow, you got to be unafraid to share what you want to do, where you want to do it, how you want to do it. Because trust me, we will keep you accountable. I will ask you, hey, did you do? Trust me, my employee, my staff, they hate telling me things that they want to do in life. Because once they start getting on my nerves, I'll be like, did you work on that second book? Where are we at with these bows? Didn't you want to run this business? Didn't you want to do this? Don't you want to do that? Because now at this point, you annoy me. So clearly you have too much free time on your hand. What are you putting energy into the things that you have shared with me that you want to do? We are your accountability partners, and that's what's going to keep you on track with growth, momentum, motivation, dedication, consistency, all of that. All right. Your resources, as we continue to grow on school, you'll have more resources. Um, these videos are going to be replayed on school as well. And it just continues out beyond Wednesdays. We love meeting with you all weekly, but we do have daily motivation and daily chats on our school platform, and it's literally $1 a day. So for $1 a day, you have access to all of this. And as we continue to build it out, you'll see less of this on here on our Wednesdays, but you'll see more of it on our school platform. So our goal is to really build it out on our school platform so that we can offer more things around the country, honestly, when it comes down to events and networking and just building everything out the way that we envision. It's just a matter of us making sure that we show up for the community the way that the community needs it. So join us on school, join us every Wednesday, and you'll see what it's all about. Okay. What truly does, before we get off, what truly deserves your energy this month or next month? Because this month is over. You need sharper decisions. You need to make sure that you are doing everything that you need to do to create consistency,
Mhm.
to increase your confidence, to keep that momentum going, to enhance your community, to scale strategically, to stay connected, to be dedicated, to do all of these things for
Mm-hmm.
yourself and your business. Okay. You gotta lock in, bro. Lock in. It's so about if you don't hear my voice telling you to do anything else, listen to me when I say lock in. This is your time to lock in. This is your time to say, I don't know where this is going to take me, but I'm going to do it and I'm going to get it done. And I never like, I'm going to leave y'all with this, right? Not leave y'all with this, but I'm going to get off the presentation with this. Um, so I quit. First of all, it was during COVID. It was literally at the height of COVID. And I told my manager, I was like, y'all have 100 days and I'm gonna quit. I literally gave them 100 days because in 100 days, I'm gonna be 100% in my business. And I'm leaving. And time came and I gave them more than enough time. And I told them I'm leaving. I gave y'all a notice. And my manager sat me down. And during this time, I just got a mobile van. People needed to be 6 feet away from each other or whatever. And it was crazy. It was ridiculous. We were doing appointments outside and people weren't allowed in the building and all of that stuff. And my manager was like, "Are you sure, you want to leave right now?" And I was like, "Yeah, I already gave y'all 100%. I gave y'all 100 days. And I told myself I'm going to be 100% in my business. I just invested in this van. I got this grooming supplies in it. I know that this is what I want to do for my business." And he was like, asked me again, "Are you sure? These are the decisions that you're making. Like, are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah, because at the end of the day, I want to be happy with myself that I tried to do it rather than allowed you to talk me out of it. So, in order for me to know
Exactly.
what I'm capable of, in order for me to know the things that I can accomplish, in order for me to be happy with the decisions that I make, I need to make the decisions. So, I made the decision and I literally have not had a job since, what was that, 2020? Something like that. Or 20, no, it was like 20, yeah, 21, something like that. But 2020, I think it was 2020. But anyway, haven't had a job since then because it was a matter of I'm not going to allow you to talk doubt into me. All right. People are stuck at home. Why would I not offer mobile grooming? Why would I not bring my services to them? Why would I not charge them more? Because now I'm coming to them and I'm providing a luxury service at their doorstep. Like, why would I not take a risk on myself and bet on myself that my business is going to do what it needs to do? I sold my house for my business. I quit my job for my business. I left relationships for my business. I needed to do things that took away from distracting me and allowed me to figure out what I needed to do, um, and what I needed to do for my business because this is what's going to help sustain generational wealth. This is what's going to keep the lights on. This is what's going to make me happy and fulfill my purpose. And in order for me to do what I need to do, I need to step away from naysayers and people that are distracting me and people that are holding me back. And you have to make sure that the decisions that you make reflect that. And it was scary. It was very, very scary. However, you got to do it. You got to
We
make it
went
happen.
from working 40 hours to for somebody else to working 80 hours for ourselves.
And I love it.
And I wouldn't have it any other way.
Absolutely. So let me see. Let me stop.